here we see, well, first of all, we'll have a look at the device itself. So this is Trimble Sitevision. It's antenna connected to some kind of display, and the display has this program called Trimble Connect and Trimble Sitevision, where you then able to display holograms on the phone. It's a bit like Pokemon Go, just the
augmented reality.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. And if you use this is SketchUp files, and by using SketchUp files, you're able to do a lot of graphic stuff. And you can also import IFC files. The good thing about IFC files is then all your metadata can be reused. And to get this placed correctly, then you need the antenna where it places it down to it's quite accurate. It's accurate enough to do most tasks. 2 centimeters there is a normal accuracy that you can get down to. For example, here on what we're seeing here, we were going to build this retaining wall, but at the back of the retaining wall, there's let's see if I can see that. At the back of the retaining wall, there's a huge landfill. So if the retaining wall was too close to this landfill, then we would have to remove like 15 meters height worth of rocks. It would take forever. But by quickly adding it to Trimble Sitevision, we could then easily see that this can be built in front of the wall. So that was not a problem at all. So it definitely has its place and value. The hard thing about this product, though, is that whenever you have something shadowing your satellite, then it gets hard to place it correctly. But you can use it without your antenna as well. Like we'll see here, this is just me goofing around at home. So this is just a pretend rebar mock-up to protect my own popcorn.
Yeah.
So and so my boy wasn't, at least virtually, able to access the popcorn.
Yeah.
And the good thing here is that you could press the rebars.
Yeah.
And then you could
read the information.
Yes, correct. So that potentially this gets very valuable when you're at site and wondering what rebar number is this I'm about to install.
Exactly.
And then you could say you were to check another sofa in your home, because this is done only on a phone. This at this point I don't have the antenna connected. And then if I want to do design, for example,
like, what do you mean that you did it on your phone? Like, can you install Sitevision on your phone?
Yes, correct. The only thing you can use it normally, and the gyro in your phone understands when you use the phone where the model is supposed to go. Of course, you have to place the models manually, so they're not geo-referenced. And of course, accuracy is not it's not millimeter accuracy, but for my kids to understand what we're going to build in the back of the house, that was enough.
Where did you design this in SketchUp?
This is a Tekla.
In Tekla, you did this woodwork in Tekla?
Yeah, and then I imported it into SketchUp and added some colors, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's silly and it's just goofing around, but it also shows
It proves the worth of this technology. Yeah.
definitely, yeah. This is about 1.5 years ago, I believe, when before they started casting the foundations at site, and this was also just to check what we were able to do with the Trimble Sitevision, just to get a feeling for what we were able to do before we promised too much and before we got dependent on it. You see here, it's quite a nice tool. The trick, though, of course, is to experiment enough with it so you know what it can do and what it cannot do.
Well, are there any things that you think can be better that are limiting the experience? Some important.
The speed of loading a model, like it loads your model quite fast, but when you're going to set it out, the antenna takes some time to connect the satellites to get the position right.
Yeah, but that is not something directly that has something to do with Sitevision. If it's
No,
with GPS, with the positioning.
yeah, I don't know enough about the technology to know where the bottleneck is, but and the other thing is filtering, because you have potentially enormous amount of data. You know, you have maybe 200,000 rebars and you only want to see 5 of them. So, and you only have a small device to sort of with 4 buttons to press. So how do you make filters that work, and how can you push small models taken from a huge model to your device without too much work? So
yeah,
that's
so,
all.
yeah. What about the preparing the IFC file? Like, do you it involves a lot of work to prepare it to make it usable for Sitevision, or it's quite straightforward and it goes fast?
It's quite straightforward, but the problem is that when we do our deliveries to people at site, we push the whole bridge.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to. Well, we divide the bridge into maybe 20 IFC models, but for IFC to be useful, they need maybe 1,000 smaller models. So, and we don't want them to be dependent on us to prepare those 1,000 smaller models. So those models should ideally be pushed from an IFC model, maybe. And so how do you choose only 5 objects out of 200,000 objects? It's probably quite easy to do, but I haven't seen it yet myself.
Yeah, well, it's the technology is still at the start, right? The potential is there and is definitely going to improve over the next few years.
Definitely.
But the potential and the usability, I have no doubt, is definitely enhancing and helping with building and verifying, checking things as well. So I have no doubt it's going to be, before we get replaced by robots on building site, definitely is going to be a technology that is going to be very present on many building sites.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and it's it's coming in ever increasing speed. It's more for the challenge for us is keeping track of what's out there and what is useful and what's useful and cool and what's only cool, and it's getting harder and harder to keep track. But then again, it's I guess you have to see it as possibilities and not yeah.
Yeah, I really see a lot of potential in this, and I want to learn more about it and yeah, spread the word.
Yeah, cool.